Good morning. Welcome. Kletus Roadside Service. Friday the 14th, Valentine's Day. Uh, News to me. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to do something before I get home. I'll tell you that right now. I saw the wife. She did get the kids like little candies and set them out on the table. I saw that this morning. I said, "Oh, that's so cute." Oh shit! I need to put something out on this table. That's for sure. I'm gonna have to give her a call too. It's a little too early right now. What time is it? 7:38. I don't know. I could probably call her right now, but I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. And yeah, I got up at 4. Got up at 4 and got ready and got out, got on the road. My truck fired up. I don't know what was wrong with it last night. I have no idea what was going on with it because I got home last night and I immediately, as soon as I got home, I hopped in the truck and it fired right up. And I drove it around the block a couple of times just to get it warmed up. So I don't know what was going on with it. It fired up this morning great. So I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just super fucking cold out. I have no idea. And I thought it was the fuse in the radio. I thought I had left it in there. The fuse is not in the radio. I took it out last time I used it, I'm guessing. So, and the battery looked like it was a little overcharged. I don't know if that had anything to do with me having it hooked up to the jumper cables in the morning and then not using it. I don't know. But, hey, truck works. I had my buddy come over. He met me at the house. We got the water heater loaded up in the bed of my truck. Nice. Got that taken care of. It's at the shop. I don't know if I'm going to take care of it today or not. I don't know how long I want to roll around with that water heater in the bed of the truck. I don't know. I'll probably take care of it today at some point. I don't know. It's too snowy outside right now. It's slick and icy and shit at our shop. And I have to use a forklift because we don't have any skid steers, any excavators, anything like that. And I need to get that thing lifted up like 8 foot in the air to drop it in the dumpster. So I don't know if I'm just going to roll it out next to the dumpster and next time somebody comes out there and smashes trash, they can take care of it. I don't know. So he got there, we got that loaded up, and then we immediately headed over to the hardware store. We needed to get a nipple because the gas line wasn't matching up. I don't know what was wrong with it. It was a weird size fitting. I don't know. But it wasn't matching up, so then we got this little adapter, but the adapter was also wrong. We kind of, I don't know why, but we decided just to kind of guess on what we needed. Well, and it made sense, but when we got there, it was still wrong. I was like, damn it. So the second time we went, we measured everything. We knew exactly what we needed this time. We got back to the house, put it on, and then realized, so the gas line has like a loose bolt. So whenever you're tightening it up, it doesn't twist your gas line. Because, you know, if you're trying to put something static here to another static thing, it's got to be able to spin on there. And you got to get it tight. It's a gas line. So, I don't know. We ended up having to shut the gas off to the house, run the gas out, and then with the furnace, since the furnace is sitting there running and it runs on gas, we just turned the furnace up all the way until it burned out, and then we were pretty confident that we were good on no gas leaking into the room, and it was really good. We smelled a little bit of gas, but it quickly dissipated. and we got it all hooked up. We had to loosen up. There was another, I don't know, this is like some sort of emergency gas line repair kit thing that was installed to my house. I don't know what it was exactly for, but it's been there and it's been hooked up to nothing. And then that's what we decided, since it's already like flexible and long, we were like, all right, let's just use this gas line to hook up the new furnace or the new water heater. And yeah, I don't know. It had a bunch of weird, odd fittings that weren't right, you know. And yeah, we probably could have looked a little bit deeper and got it figured out. But everything's good now. Everything's good now. I just had to take apart the gas line a little bit, bolt it to the water heater, and then bolt the gas line to the water heater again with those nuts that will let you spin and not twist the gas line and everything. And by golly, everything works. Everything is perfect. Everything's exactly working properly. It's not exactly routed the way I'd like it to be routed, but everything's pretty good. And yeah, that thing, it's got some sort of self-igniter in it. Like we immediately had hot water. Now, I will say there's some sort of a recirculation deal that you can get to, I guess that's what the expansion tank could be for, is to keep like a supply of hot water, and it will continually keep that tank hot. So as soon as you turn the tap on, it'll pull up hot water. Because right now, I tested it a few times, and I thought it was going to work out, and it was just going to be immediately hot, or wait like we did before, and you just got to wait a little bit, and then eventually hot water will start coming through. No, not necessarily. It's cold water in there, and then but as soon as the water starts running through, then it starts heating it up, and it heats. I got it set to 120, which I think is hot enough. Like it's not too hot that you can't wash your hands with it. But it's pretty close to being too hot for your hands, especially the kids. So we'll just have to, with the kids, we'll just turn it on and then give a little bit of cold water, and it'll be all right. It'll be kind of like it was before. But luckily, not luckily, but it takes a while to get hot. So you can turn it on and it'll be warm. It'll start getting warm. And so the kids, and then by the time it's too hot, you should be done using the hot water to wash your hands or whatever. I don't know, but the kids, they usually use cold water anyways. But it's 120 degrees, so it's realistically, even if they do, if it is too hot, they're going to be able to pull their hands away, and it's not going to burn them. I don't think 120 is going to burn them, so that's good. My old water heater, we had that thing cranked as hot as it would fucking go, and nobody burned themselves, so I think we're all right. It's also got Wi-Fi and an app and all this shit. I could not get it to connect. I don't know what. It was sitting there. It said it would take several minutes. It took several minutes, and then it said could not, failed. Something's fucked up. So I don't know. But then I started thinking, I'm like, I didn't have an app for my old water heater. Why do I need an app for my new water heater? How about I just leave it the fuck alone? It's set to 120. If I need it set any different, guess what? I can walk my butt downstairs and click the down button, and it'll turn down a little bit. But hey, everything's done. Everything's put back. Everything's working. Everything's good. My wife, she freaked out, so she was like, "Oh, I need to get new carbon monoxide detectors." So she went ahead and bought some new carbon monoxide detectors. I'm like, all right. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Yeah, let's be safe. And then she's reading the instructions when she got them. She's like, "Oh, these don't really detect like natural gas." So I'm like, "Yeah," because she's worried since we were messing with the gas lines that it was gonna do something. I don't know. But hey, we need carbon monoxide detectors anyways. My old one, it expired in 2022. So that was a while back. It's a pretty old carbon monoxide detector. It was also sitting there without a battery in it because my dog Rusty, he passed away last year. Oh shit, my shit's dying. He passed away last year, and he would freak the fuck out. Like, I'm not kidding. He would go fucking ape shit for hours if the smoke detector or the carbon monoxide detector, any little beep, he would freak the fuck out. I mean, TVs, he'd be fine, you know, knocking at the door, you know, he'd freak out, but he'd be fine. But this random little beep every now and again, he was high strung. He would freak the fuck out. Now, he's no longer with us, but that's the reason, because the carbon monoxide detector started to beep, you know, saying low battery or whatever. And so I had to take the battery out. And because it was not good. And you know what? Those things never fucking die during the day. It's always like 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, and then he is fucking, then it's all quiet in that house because everybody's going to bed, and he's just, you can hear him just scurrying around the fucking house, like going fucking, he's so scared. My poor doggy. Also had that issue with our fire detectors. Or smoke detectors. They are wired up in the house. So when one of them, the backup battery starts to die, they all fucking beep. And then, so this was a while ago when that happened. They all started beeping random, like, I guess they all died at the same exact time, or something, I don't know, but I had to run around and remove the batteries from every fucking smoke detector. But on the first one, when I removed the battery, they all started going off. They were hardwired into the house. There was one in the kitchen, one in the living room, one in each bedroom, one in the hallway, one in the downstairs hallway, two in the basement, one in the laundry room, three of them or whatever in the garage. Like, they were fucking everywhere, dude. And you'd think you got them all, and then, you know, you sit down on the couch and you're like, finally, we can fucking relax. And I'm petting my dog and trying to get him to relax. And then another one goes, beep. And you're like, oh, shit. And he's fucking off to the races again. You're like, God damn it. But, yeah. Anyways, my little dogs, they don't give a fuck about that shit. So, I don't know. There's just a little story about it. And I was going to continue on and talk about more stuff, but my headset's dying. So I'm going to pause for a little bit and I'll be back. All right, and we're back. We've been dump trucking. We got 2 loads off. I should be able to get 2 more loads. Shouldn't be a problem. Already stopped for lunch. Had what do they call it? A kolache? No, not a kolache. I don't know what the fuck it is. A panini? I don't know. It was a fucking little wrapped up pizza thing. This place over here, it's a truck stop, but they are handmade and they are so fucking good. So goddamn good. I don't know, it had sausage, cheese, pepperoni, and jalapenos on it. And it's so damn good. Do not mind me hitting the rumble strips for a second. I'm grabbing my fucking cup. So there's a little bit of an update for the kids that got fired. Yesterday I was talking with a guy on the phone, and he's like, hey man, did you hear that they got fired? And honestly, at this point in time, I did not know they got fired. I was with my boss, He had just had a closed door meeting with each of them separately. They both came out of the meeting, and I never saw them again. And then I walked with him down to the lower building, and I didn't ask him any questions. I didn't say anything about anything other than, what job would you like me to do, because I'm not on the goddamn schedule. And I was going to haul trash that day, so I walked all the way down there, got the trash truck, and then I turned around and I ended up running the dump truck. And while we were down there, he pulled the third friend of the three guys aside and was talking to him outside. I did not eavesdrop on any conversations or anything like that. I didn't know anything. And that's honest. I mean, I didn't know anything. I could kind of figure out they were probably fired, but I wasn't sure. And it wasn't until I was talking to a guy yesterday, and we were talking. He's like, "Hey, did you hear what happened? Those two kids got fired." I was like, "Oh, I did not know that." And I don't want to like give away too much information here and there, you know. I said, "I didn't know that. Why? Why did they get fired?" He's like, "Oh, their attendance." I was like, "Their attendance?" He's like, "Yeah, they called in the day before last, and that was the day that well, that was Tuesday. It was Wednesday that everybody called in because the snow came in. It was Tuesday afternoon. I'm talking to the boss, and I'm looking. I see that I'm not on the schedule. I'm like, "Hey, if you want me to, I can stay home," and that worked out because he can plan for that. What he cannot plan for is whenever he has if he'd known those guys were going to call in, he might not have let me take the day off. I don't know if they had jobs going on. I don't know anything. But even if you're not like on the schedule, that doesn't mean he doesn't have something in his mind he might want you to do. It's the week. You're supposed to show up unless you make prior arrangements like I did. And they both called in, wait till 7 in the morning and then call in. And it's like, that's not how things are supposed to work around here. And one of those guys I heard got rode up for something else that I'm not going to get into. But he was already on thin ice because of attendance. They called in, those kids, they would call in all the fucking time. And they didn't give a fuck like what job was going on. You got to care a little bit about your job. I understand there are some times here and there where you're going to call in and I'm so sorry. I know it's last minute. I know that I'm fucking up the day for everybody else, but I absolutely cannot come in. And it's got to be real. But these kids, they just thought, "Oh, I have a PTO. I'm just going to call out today." And it's like, no, you are a part of a crew that needs to be going in. Also, one of those guys was up here doing the dump trucking and whenever we stayed the night, and then he left. Also, my brother, which I'm not happy about, but we at least, without intervention I guess we did intervene with my boss about it a little bit, but we got him replaced, so that was okay. But it's like, I don't know. The sooner they know that you're having a problem, which, hey, I got stuff going on Saturday. I really cannot work Saturday. Needs to be addressed as soon as you know that you're staying for Saturday. And my brother's included in this, but I'm mainly talking about the other guy because he was also on the same bandwagon. But he was already on thin ice. A lot of guys had complaints about them. There were 3 like best friends, and 2 of them were always attached at the fucking hip. It seemed like every time you'd see them, like especially during shop work, like, "Hey, everybody go out and clean trucks." obviously they're going to work together, but they are like trying to sneak off and find somewhere to hide and fucking just sit and collect a check. And it's like, I mean, I don't, yeah, whether I report something like that or not, it's going to get found out and it's not going to work out for you. But it just, that's the way it works at this place where I'm at. Is they are lenient, but you got to be genuine. You can't be a fucking faker. You can't be. You got to be able to have a little common sense. I don't know what this car ahead of me is doing. It got this blinker on, and there's no exit for a very long time. I think they accidentally hit their blinker. It looks like a newer-ish RAV4, so hopefully it's got that thing in it that says blinker on, and they'll turn it off soon. Otherwise, I'm going to have to pass this little fucking motherfucker. Okay. I mean, it doesn't bother me super much. That's a word. It doesn't bother me super much that people drive with their blinkers on, but I'd rather they don't just drive with their blinker on. Half the time, if they drive with their blinker on, they change the lanes the opposite way of their blinker being on. It's like, what are you doing? Rolling up to the scale. I've been passing this scale quite a bit lately. Oh, their blinker turned off. And I know it was closed yesterday because of snow or ice, I'm guessing. I don't know exactly what it was. Or maybe I just happened to pass them every time they were closed. And then today, the first 2 times I came up here, they were closed. And now this is the 3rd time they're closed. I mean, now that I said that, it's going to turn fucking green as soon as I get up to it. But if it turns green, even right now, that's too late. That's too late. Didn't see it. No, it's still closed. I know they're open. I seen trucks pulling in there on my way down. But, yeah. So a little update on the guys that got canned yesterday. I don't know. I'd rather they were good employees and were still working here. But I don't get to make the decisions, and somebody else made the decision to let them go, and I know that I don't know. I don't know. Nobody specifically told me those 2 were the guys driving those trucks. They had the seat belts clipped. So I don't know. I don't want to be spitting out facts when I'm not sure. But if they were, that was definitely another factor. And then they called in the day after that, and it's like, all right, you guys are fucked. You guys really fucked up. You guys decided to call in on the worst fucking day. Doesn't matter if there's 3 inches of snow on the ground and you're not on the schedule. My boss isn't able to update the schedule every single minute, you know. He might have something in mind and he's like, well, nobody told me they were taking off, so I believe they're going to be here. RAV4, do you want to get stuck behind the fucking semi-truck? You've had a long time to fucking get over. You've had way... Alright. That RAV4 is really pissing me off here. So, good. Good. Dump trucking's been good today, kind of. Not really, because getting loaded is fine. Getting offloaded has been a problem. A real problem. Nothing has been coming out today. Like, I don't know, I could shovel more out of the back of the truck without even tipping it in 5 minutes than what's been falling out. So I got to go get scraped out both times so far. And I don't think this third one is going to be any different. I think I'm going to need to get scraped out again. There goes one guy. But the guy that's scraping me out today, I like him a little bit more than the guy yesterday. A little bit, not a lot of it, a little bit. He's a little bit more meticulous and better with the backhoe. But the other guy was like sticking his arm in, like I had my door lifted up, and he would stick his arm underneath the door and scrape out. And this guy has me tip all the way up, and I forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I was not aware. This door doesn't look like it swings. I don't know why. That's what I thought, but I thought this door didn't swing. So every time I dump, I have to manually open the door. But this door swings. So another issue I had was that the door was swinging, and when I got scraped out and I left, and I came all the way back up here, and I started getting loaded, the door wouldn't latch because some shit got stuck to the door, and it wasn't able to shut all the way. But another dump truck driver. I guess there's another company that's slightly affiliated with our company in some way, maybe not at all. Might just be same owner, but totally different company. It's just a dump trucking company. Anyways, they're up here, and those guys know what they're doing. And he's like, "Oh, your door's not latched." I was like, "Oh, I feel like." He's like, "Oh, it happens to everybody once." I'm like, I've driven dump trucks before. I know what's going on. But I would have hoped that the guy loading me, was going to say, "Hey, your door's not latched," because he's sitting way up there. He can see everything. I got scraped out, and I closed my shit up, and I took off. Like, I ain't trying to walk around the landfill all that much. But now I'm going to go ahead and hop out and just make sure it latches every time. But I also think he might have, I had him scrape me out a little bit also. And I'm wondering if maybe whenever he was scraping me out, he'd just tap my door. Because, I think it was latched, but it might not have been latched, like, fully, which is still not okay. But I think it could have been just not latched fully, but it was slightly latched. And as I hit bumps driving down the road, it should latch itself a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know. Probably not. I probably had it not latched. My bad. Oops, daisy. Yeah, and I don't know. So earlier, I recorded probably 30 minutes with this update. I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go ahead and record again real quick and end the episode. And I did. I recorded and I ended the episode. And then, but my headset was dying. So I let it charge for a while, and then I plugged it. I left it plugged in, and I started recording with it. But I should have known. I should have fucking known that whenever I do that, every time you plug this headset in, it turns off. And I didn't always have my phone, sitting right in front of my face. Usually have it clipped to my bag over here because I don't need to look at my phone most of the time. And it stopped recording. So I had a whole thing, but I don't even remember what the fuck. I talked about dogs there for a while, I think. Unless that was on the first section. I don't know. But I deleted it because it only recorded like 5 minutes of shit, and then it just abruptly ended. And I was like, motherfucker. Motherfucker. I hate when that happens. I'm not good at repeating myself. So I was like, I'll wait a couple hours. It's 12:30 now. So it's much later than it was when I recorded the first and second section. And I was like, all right, maybe I'm not good at repeating myself, especially immediately after. I just am upset that I recorded all that and then nothing made it in. So now I was like, oh, I'll record again. And here we are, and I don't know. I don't remember everything I said. I was talking about dogs and smoke detectors and cleaning the garage and trucks and we got a new mechanic. I guess that's something new I could talk about. We got a new mechanic, and I didn't know he was a mechanic. He showed up wearing like dress pants and shit, and he looked a little, I don't know, let's say shell shocked, because he is a member of the military. Because we were talking about. Well, let me just tell you what happened. I walk in to the office, and there's a guy sitting there in dress pants with another person, and they're just talking, and he's like, hey, what's the worst truck you have here? I was like, the worst truck we have here? He's like, yeah. I was like, are we getting a new one? He's like, no, I'm going to fix it. I'm like, oh. And I was like, I don't know, because the truck that I think, the one that I don't like the most, other people love it. So, I don't know what, I don't know. I don't know, man. I was like, 106, that is that truck that gelled up on me twice. I was like, that thing, it's not very comfortable. It's ratty as fuck on the inside. It's older. I don't really like it. He's like, okay. He's like, what do you think needs fixed on it? I was like, I don't know. It's just the way it is. I mean, can you do a cab swap on it? Just put a different cab on it, like a newer cab? I don't know. How about you just like replace the truck, and then we'll be good. But the problem with that is the newer truck that a lot of people don't like, I actually like. It's really comfortable, you know. So I was like, I don't know. This isn't really going anywhere. I don't know. We already have two decent mechanics. One's really good. One's all right, and they do a good job at keeping our shit like working properly. And if it's not working properly, it's out of service. So I don't really know. And I don't know. He just seemed a little nerdy / antisocial / seen some shit overseas, maybe. I don't know. Or just plays a lot of World of Warcraft. Whatever. Something like that. And then I showed up, not today, not yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I showed up. That was the day that those kids got fired. And I pulled up, and then I got my truck ready, and I parked it up front, and then I look over, and I see him. He is full on sprinting to the shop. And I'm like, that dude's late on his first fucking day, ain't he? I bet you he's late on his first fucking day. And then I go into the shop, and this was after, I had to switch trucks, so I parked that truck outside, and then I go in and I start pre-tripping the dump truck, and I go ahead and fire it up, because this truck needs a while to build up air. So I crank it up, and it's sitting inside the shop. We have all the doors shut, and he's like, hey. I'm like, hey. He's like, you shouldn't leave this thing running inside with the doors shut for very long. I was like, okay. He's like, the exhaust will get you. I was like, I think it'll be fine. And he's like, no, you need to shut it off or take it outside. I'm like, who in the fuck are you? Okay, here, little bitch boy. You fucking. This guy would kill me with a pencil, probably. You little fucking bitch boy. What the fuck you talking about? Me fucking running my truck inside the shop. Shut the fuck up, dumbass. Let me. I'm not warming it up to a fucking operating temp. I'm just getting it fired up so the fucking air will. I can't even move it out of the shop until the fucking air's built up. Okay? Leave me the fuck alone. Who the fuck are you? You're gonna. It's your first day. You're late as fuck, and you're gonna come in here and tell me I need to open up the fucking shop doors so everybody gets pissed off at me? Huh? Who are you? Anyways, so I don't know if that guy's gonna last very long. They told me, they're like, yeah, I think we're gonna hire a new mechanic. I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, yeah, we interviewed a bunch of people, and I think we got one that really knows his stuff. He's like another Clint. Well, I shouldn't say that. But another mechanic that's like super good. I was like, oh, interesting, good, yeah, that'll be nice. And then this guy shows up. Maybe he is a nerd for working on trucks, but I feel I don't know. I need to see him in action a little bit more, because my initial response to him so far is not good. He got off on the wrong foot with me already. I don't think I'll ever call that motherfucker for anything ever. I think I'm only going to call the same guy I've always called when I'm having issues with something, because he knows what the fuck he's doing. This guy, I'm just like, who in the fuck are you telling me not to run my truck inside? How the fuck do you think it got in here? Jesus Christ. Like, you're not going to fit in around here if you're going to do some shit like that. Okay, bud? He has no idea who the fuck I am, dude, okay? He don't know. He don't know. World super trucker right here. So anyways, yeah, we got a new mechanic. Seems like a nice guy. Should be alright. Hopefully. And then we had a new guy hired on a long time ago. And I never even noticed that he never showed back up. There's a new guy. They hired him on. He went through the, week and a half worth of training or whatever. And then I did not even realize that I never saw him again until yesterday. I'm walking through the shop trying to grab some truck keys, and I look over. I'm like, hey, what, you work here? He's like, yeah, I work here. I'm like, when did you get hired on? He's like, well, I got hired on back then. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, where have you been? What have you been doing? I remember you got hired on, but I didn't. You've been gone. He's like, yeah, I took a leave of absence. I'm like, that's not a good look. That is not a good look to get hired on and then to immediately take a leave of absence. But what? I mean, whatever, man. So he's there now. He should be doing good. Then we got Shaq. He's a good guy. That's what he wants to be called, is Shaq. His name's Shaquille. He's a cool guy. He's a really good guy. He's super into NASCAR, which is cool. I'm not super into NASCAR, so we were at the hotel because he was running a dump truck, and he was trying to. Him and another guy were talking about NASCAR, and I'm like, I don't know anybody's fucking name in NASCAR. I don't know shit about NASCAR, which immediately removed me from their conversation. Like, and now they're like trying to tell me stuff about like intakes and stuff on trucks. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm not, just because I don't like NASCAR doesn't mean I don't know shit about fucking engines. Like, you want to look at my driveway? None of them run, okay? And I've looked at them a lot. All right. Just kidding. I only have one that doesn't run right now, and it probably does run. I just don't know it yet. It probably runs. I just don't know it yet. Got to get a starter for it. Earlier I was talking about the garage. Yeah, because we got the water heater in. I'm pretty sure I updated you on the water heater already. If not, leave a comment down below, and I'll make sure you guys know about my water heater. But I'm pretty sure I already talked about that. But the garage thing is, I need to get the garage cleaned up because it's annoying to not have any tools where they are. You know, like nothing's organized. It's organized by projects. So that's how I find my tools. I'm like, oh, I was working on that thing in the shed, and I got to go out to the fucking shed to get the tool because I remember I was using those channel locks out there in the fucking shed, and that's my big set of channel locks. I need to go out to the shed get my big channel locks because that's the last time I saw them was in the shed. That's probably where they're going to be, and that's the same thing we're doing with the water heater. I have a Home Depot bag full of tools because whenever we were done, we got the dryer put back. I just basically slid everything into that Home Depot bag. Extra parts, paperwork, trash, fucking tools, everything got shoved into this Home Depot bag and set in the basement. So now, and I was trying to tell Luke about this, like that's how I organize my tools. I know all of those tools that we used. So whenever I'm trying to work on my truck or whatever, and I'm like, where the fuck did I put that one thing? Oh, it's in the basement in the Home Depot bag. It looks like trash, but it's too heavy to be trash, so nobody's gonna throw it away. But I really need to go through it and redo all my tools. I need to redo the entire garage now that that kennel's gonna be gone. Get that kennel dismantled and set out by the curb or whatever, and then I mean, I could sell the kennel, but I don't really want to have to haggle with some fucking guy named Dave on fucking Facebook. How many dogs does it fit? As many as you can put in there, dude. I don't fucking know. Does it have a top? No, it doesn't. Does it have a bottom? No, it doesn't. What kind of dogs did you have in it? You know, I don't know. I don't know what the questions would be for the dog kennel, but I really don't want to answer any of them. And I don't want to have to haggle, like, I finally have somebody showing up to get the fucking dog kennel, and I'm at work, and my wife ain't gonna take care of it. You know, I just don't want to be. It's way easier to set it out on the curb because it will be gone within like a couple of hours. Everything I put on my curb is gone within hours. It's kind of amazing. Um, but anyways, that dog kennel takes up a lot of space. So as soon as I get that dog kennel out of there, I can move my fire cabinet and some other like tote storage area all the way over there, and then I might be able to fit my fucking like my truck in there. I probably won't put my truck in there, but that was the problem we were having before was my wife's car would fit in there and have plenty of room, but there was still like shit in front of her car. But now if I clear all of that out, then I'll have plenty of room. I think I'm in the wrong gear. Yep. Oh, these lights suck. They're just timer lights. I'm gonna sit here forever. And I gotta hold the fucking clutch in. And I'm not a fan of, I don't know what it is. It's not just Peterbilt. It's all different types of trucks. But the clutch that goes into the floor, I'm not a fan of that at all. Not sure why. But I don't like the clutch operation. I like just a hinged, an upper hinged clutch, just a regular fucking clutch. Can we please have a regular fucking clutch? The way this clutch goes down, I don't know, my foot almost slips off of the motherfucker half the time. Not a fan. I mean, I'm driving it. I'm doing all right, but I'd rather not have to fucking clutch the shit out of this motherfucker. All right. We're almost to the job site, so, and I don't know what other updates I got to give you. I have no idea, but there's more content for the next episode. So, hey, take it easy. Keep all 18 down. Have a good day. All that stuff. Bye bye.